Continuing with Donald Trump, the president-elect has named staunch loyalist and retired U.S. Army Lieutenant General Kellogg as the Special Envoy to Ukraine. The 80-year-old veteran will start his role in 2025 as the Russian invasion of Ukraine enters its third year. Now, the role of Special Envoy to Ukraine did not exist before the invasion and was only created after Vladimir Putin began his bloody war. Kellogg has previously worked with Donald Trump and was his acting national security advisor after Michael Flynn resigned in 2017. According to reports, Donald Trump has tasked Kellogg with bringing Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Vladimir Putin to the negotiating table. The president-elect has repeatedly claimed that he will end the war before even taking office. However, Kellogg only partially agrees with the incoming commander-in-chief. In fact, in June, Kellogg said he was open to not sending more weapons to Ukraine if, in fact, Kyiv refuses peace talks. On the other hand, the retired general added that weapon deliveries for Ukraine would continue if Putin refuses to negotiate.
We tell the Ukrainians, you've got to come to the table, and if you don't come to the table, support from the United States will dry up, and you tell Putin he's got to come to the table, and if you don't come to the table, then we'll give Ukrainians everything they need to kill you in the field.
Now, after Donald Trump announced his pick for the special envoy to Ukraine, Russia said that Kyiv's existence now solely depended on Washington.
Let's think about cooperation with the new American administration. The likelihood of who's coming to power is something which Zelensky tried very hard to ignore. He even violated diplomatic niceties. And even if we're to lay to one side the prediction that Donald Trump will cut assistance to Ukraine, which for the Ukrainian army would essentially be a death sentence, it is becoming clearer that he and his team will, in any case, conduct an audit of the assistance provided to Kyiv.
Meanwhile, President Joe Biden is preparing to give Ukraine additional military aid worth $725 million before he leaves the White House. And joining him are NATO allies including Sweden, Poland, Finland, and Denmark, who have also announced more military aid for Ukraine.
Our nations are already the largest per capita contributors of military assistance to Ukraine. We will enhance our efforts, including to defense industrial production in Ukraine, and invest to increase Ukraine's ammunition supplies. We strengthen Ukraine's energy infrastructure to help them through the winter, and we support them on their path to EU and to NATO.
Today I will warn everyone against the illusion that agreeing to Russian conditions of a ceasefire, such as neutral Ukraine, demilitarized, accepting the hitherto annexation of Ukrainian territory, would stabilize the situation in the whole region and prevent us from the threat of World War III. Quite the opposite. Our capitulation or lack of support for Ukraine, this is the obvious way to deepen the crisis and threat and risk for all of us.
Donald Trump's return to the White House has raised several questions about how, in fact, he'll handle the war in Ukraine after failing to provide an explanation on how he would achieve peace. Will his envoy to Ukraine prove to be effective, and will Putin be willing to sit at the negotiating table even as Ukraine continues to receive aid from the United States? Only time will tell.